So today I want to talk about the political corruption that is endemic in our Western system. So let's look at Germany. So at the moment, Germany is in serious trouble because they get 55% of their electricity needs from gas, Russian gas specifically, and yet they're trying to present that they're for Ukraine, and rather than saying end the war and stop killing and enough people dying and let's find a political solution, no, fund arms and keep the war going and just insanity. Anyway, they've got themselves in trouble. How did they get here? That they're 55% reliant on Russian energy. So the answer is 1998, Gerhard Schroeder came into office. He only served one term, didn't do much, and disappeared from the scene. He is now on the board of all the Russian oil companies, including Gazprom, Rosneft, who I think he was their president or CEO, paid huge salaries for each thing. And obviously, when he was in office, arranged to start buying the Russian gas. And in office, never took a single penny. All these politicians in office don't take one penny. They cliquey squeam. You have to be stupid to take money while you're in office. All you do is you plan for when you're out of office, because they're only in office for a short time, 1 term, 2 terms, right? They're out of office, so it's a short career. You got to pack it in as quick as you can. That's why the whole system is so corrupt. So in his one little term, he decided to start relying on Russian gas, and obviously got his payoff later. In comes Angela Merkel, 2002. Yeah, 2002. And she only retired last year or 2 years ago, 2000, right? So 12-year, what is that? Like an 18-year career in office. What did she do? She decided to switch off all the nuclear reactors. Now, nuclear reactor is cheap, clean. No one can say anything is cleaner than nuclear energy because it doesn't burn any hydrocarbons, right? It uses elements in the ground to create the energy to make it. So it's cheap, it's clean, it's efficient, and it was doing really well in Germany. They had about 20 power plants, 20 nuclear power plants supplying half their energy. Now it's 55% gas. Now this is before people think Fukushima that caused it. No, it was already a plan in place in Germany to shut off nuclear energy. What happened was she put it in place, Angela Merkel, because she obviously thought, I'm going to be in for 1 term, so might as well take advantage now. Let's shut them down. High risk. I don't even know what the reason was. Let's shut them down. Fukushima came. She shut down 8 power plants with the other 11 power plants with the other remaining 8 to now basically by the end of another 2 years they're all out. And they were supplying up till 2011 a quarter of Germany's energy needs. So in 2002 it was half, 2011 it was a quarter, and in 2 years it will be 0. And they will be even more reliant. It's not going down their reliance on gas. They're going to be more reliant on Russian gas. This is the sellout of this political elite that has caused. Now, she's obviously now out of office. Where do you think she was meant to? Now she probably can't do it. Where do you think she was meant to go? Obviously, the board of Gazprom and Rosneft and all of the Russian gas companies. Now she's in a bit of a pickle. I don't know what she's going to do. But yes, in the UK, you had Nick Clegg, the Deputy Prime Minister. Only Deputy Prime Minister 4 years, went out of office. Literally the next day, signed up to be the head of European Facebook. A guy with 0 qualifications, but he is the head of Facebook, a left-wing tool, and obviously promoted their interests. Tony Blair, world famous for his, consultancy to banks, banking consultancy. And remember, he was obviously in office for about 12 years and allowed the banks to take over the entire system and supported them when the crash came. He bailed them all out. And so as a thank you, he's on consultancy. And that's what they do. That's what each one of them. Obama came into office with 8 million. 8 years, $400,000 salary. He leaves office after 8 years, worth 80 million, 10 times what he came in with. How is that possible? Again, speaking tours, $200,000 speaking tour. Who pays for those speaking tours? The banks, the big business. That's how they do the bribery. So the whole system is totally corrupt, and they cannot focus on long-term planning for their country like Putin did, bribing Russia, bribing Germany, knowing how to get into Europe, long-term planning, like Dubai, long-term planning, like China, very long-term planning. Unfortunately, the political corruption of the West is causing the massive damage, the massive inflation now. UK releases their inflation report, 9.2% expected tomorrow, 9.2% off a fake inflation statistic. It's probably 20. And just killing the poor, rental inflation, housing inflation. And these people will talk about any woke, Ukraine will be top of the news every single day rather than the cost of living, and they'll blame supply chain issues and cost of living crisis. Who's causing the climate change rubbish? Who's causing this rubbish to switch off nuclear, to switch off efficient coal power stations? India's 1 billion people, 2/3 of their energy is from dirty coal, and you think your little country in Europe, by switching to, I don't know, solar panels, which cost more to create than, is going to solve the world climate change problem when you've got 1.2 billion country burning coal, 2/3 of their energy. It boggles the mind. All bribery, all stupidity, all woke causes, and it's us, the plebs, that have to pay for this, while the rich, while those in power, get their payoffs later.